Welcome to Archimedes, Everett and Kant, second-hand vehicles for the Existentially challenged. What can I do for you today, sir?
Well, I'm a removalist, and this van you sold me a month ago is giving me all sorts of issues.
New tyres? Oil change? Align your wheels with a bit of neo-pragmatism?
No.
Buff out those scratches with a bit of logical positivism?
No.
Tighten the fan belt with a bit of metaphysical realism?
No, none of that.
Oh.
It's got too much quantum mechanics.
Oh, that does sound serious. Perhaps you best tell me how all this began.
Well, I had this job helping poor Mr Schrodinger move to Heisenberg's home for the uncertain of position and momentum. Do you know the place?
Is that the place that's both behind and in front of the Hyperdome in Tuggeron?
Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, Mr Schrodinger is a lovely man, but ever since I moved him down, this van has been behaving very strangely.
Really? How so?
Well, I had a job for ACT Libraries, moving some stuff to the green shed. A couple of old desks, third edition copy of Windows 95 for Dummies, about 7,000 excess copies of 50 Shades of Grey, that sort of thing. Anyway, I was coming up through Bruce when the whole lot started tunnelling through the back of the van.
It what?
Tunnelled through the back of the van. The door was shut, but the books just kept popping through. They ended up all over the road. Now, I understand CIT Bruce appreciated the copy of Windows 95 for Dummies.
Were you trying to start a mobile library?
No, I was not.
Yes, well, in any case, mobile libraries are not supposed to distribute poorly written smut at 87 kilometres an hour on Gungahlin Drive.
It doesn't end there. I was moving a very well-to-do family from somewhere in Forest to somewhere in Forest. I loaded up okay. There was an espresso coffee machine, an Asco washing machine, a fancy pants Bose sound system, and a genuine Louis XVI desk, a neoclassical masterpiece. The job only took 10 minutes, but the whole lot ended up in a superposition.
Sounds ominous.
It was a disaster. The washing machine will now only accept Nespresso pods. The sound system is stuck in a permanent spin cycle. And the Louis XVI desk? It's got Bluetooth!
Oh dear. That doesn't sound good.
And it doesn't end there. Mr Schrodinger asked me to take his cat to the vet.
I hope it's nothing serious.
A potentially fatal case of intestinal worms.
Dear, that does sound serious.
Anyway, I took the cat. And it ended up in a superposition as well. And now we don't know if it's alive or dead. The vet had a field day. He charged poor Mr Schrodinger both for a course of feline suppositories and incineration of the corpse. Mr Schrodinger was mortified.
I can well imagine. Although admittedly I've never tried to give a course of feline suppositories to a half-incinerated cat.
What do you think I should do?
That probably really depends on your philosophical viewpoint. Are you a Copenhagenist or an Everettist or perhaps a von Neumann Wignerist?
I'm not a Copenhagenist or an Everettist or a whatever the third one was. I am a removalist.
Well, if you were a Copenhagenist, then, everything is intrinsically probabilistic, so there's probably not much you can do. If you were an Everettist, then, each bizarre event spawns an entirely new universe in your back of your van, which, admittedly might be good for carrying capacity, but it's not very helpful if you keep losing things. And, if you're a von Neumann Wignerist, then your consciousness is intrinsically part of a quantum measurement, and that means it's probably all your fault.
You really aren't being very helpful.
Well, I mean, you perhaps could... You could always slosh some of that in the engine.
Decoherence?
Oh, that's right, Everett's finest decoherence. That'll collapse all those nasty wave functions, trace out the diagonal of your density matrix, and generally lubricate your transition from the quantal to the classical.
Lubricate your transition from the quantal to the classical was not, I expect, a phrase you anticipated hearing this evening. How much is it?
Oh, just 10 mil in easy payments of $29.97.
Sounds quite reasonable. Here, keep the change.
Thank you very much. You have a nice day.
You too.